can't believe people play with people intelligence the way they play with people intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but
you know what's a sucker to me? A sucker is who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you sitting and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I'm with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the you think you can beat.
And I called Jay Prince and them out. I'm saying,
You didn't say nothing to Wack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street is being.
Prince didn't hold back. He straight up called 50 Cent a full-blown hypocrite. He said if Big Meech is a snitch, then 50 might as well be out here rocking a badge. That's a bold shot, and it's got folks talking loud. Now the streets are buzzing that Jay Prince is allegedly sending serious threats toward 50 for calling out Big Meech, and even hinting that things could get ugly if 50 keeps pushing that rat label. This ain't just rap drama, this sounds like it could pop off for real. But come on now, 50 Cent ain't known for keeping his mouth shut. If you come at him, he's coming 10 times harder. And from the looks of it, Jay Prince might have just poked the wrong giant. This whole mess is layered, and Jay Prince's name, it's already been wrapped up in all kinds of shady street talk. We're talking alleged extortion, sneaky dice games, and even whispers connecting him and his son.
I'm gonna answer a few of y'all questions, then I'm gonna have to go about my business. You can see I'm just relaxing, letting God's air blow on my face in a sucker-free environment.
To the tragic incident with Takeoff, none of it's confirmed, but when the streets start talking, they don't stop. And if 50 really wants to blow this wide open, oh, he's got receipts. He's already clapping back on Instagram, looking calm, cold, and real calculated, reminding folks just how savage he gets when someone steps wrong. What's Jay Prince really trying to do here? Is he seriously putting it all on the line to defend Big Meech? And what did he actually say to 50? Going toe-to-toe with someone like 50 Cent who lives for petty and plays chess, not checkers? That's risky business. And don't think 50's done yet. He's still pressing Meech heavy over those snitching allegations, not backing down 1 inch. Now, out of nowhere, rapper Top 5 jumps in and stirs the pot even more. Top 5 dropped a video flaming Big Meech for hopping in his DMs. He called him a rat, tagged 50, and said, 50 Cent, come get this fake 60-year-old kingpin out my DMs before I crash out. Then hit him with the hashtag, #, big screech, ! Straight disrespect. Of course, 50 Cent didn't miss a beat. He reposted that video and added his own slick jab. He wrote, he probably wanted to borrow some money from you, gangsta. LOL classic 50, hitting where it stings while laughing in your face. Meanwhile, the rest of the industry is playing it real safe. Heads down, mouths shut. Most don't want anything to do with this smoke between 50 and Big Meech. But who just had to insert himself into the chaos?
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word, checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected, or whatnot.
Yeah, they getting tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I mean, right there you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? Who want to have access to power and not use it?
Yep, Jay Prince. Jay Prince stepped right into the fire, even though nobody was checking for him. Now the blogs are lit up, saying he's been sneak dissing 50 on Instagram stories, throwing shade and accusing him of using Big Meech's name just to chase clout. And here's the real kicker. He allegedly posted, then deleted, a spicy message that said Big Meech was worth over $100 million before he went to prison. 50 used Meech's life to make money and gave him $5 million and now thinks he created the BMF brand. Whoa, that's a major accusation. So now, it's not just between 50 and Meech anymore. J Prince clearly wants a seat at this messy table. But hold up, it gets even wilder. Insiders are whispering that J Prince ain't just talking slick on the gram. Word is, he's allegedly making quiet threats behind the scenes, trying to send some folks 50's way to shut him down. Some real low-key backdoor type of moves. But guess what? 50's not blinking. Instead of falling back, 50 doubled down.
Yo, so I had a dude call me, right? And that Junior been having some going on down there in Houston, bro. We got the media team in here. So it's an inside month. Now this month, he's the one that's tied to the dude that makes the loaded dice. Right? Check the play out. All entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from J Prince Jr. There's a whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice. Now I'm gonna talk about something. Let me see if y'all catch up with to what I'm saying. The entertainer invites him in. Act like he's covering for him, hanging out, everything is cool. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got 3 right, who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said, Wack, there was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting on them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right? Boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the 3 designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against the motherfuckers in town, the entertainer. Right? They say J Prince Jr., he get 30% of whatever the take is.
He posted a scene from Training Day like a warning shot, letting everyone know that no matter what's thrown at him, he ain't going nowhere. In the caption, he hit him with, "Get the message." And trust, everybody got it loud and clear. Now the internet is roasting J Prince. Folks are saying he better slow it down and stay in his lane, because going at 50 Cent is not for the weak, especially when you might have a few skeletons rattling around in your own closet. If you ain't familiar, J Prince is the CEO and co-founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, one of the most legendary labels to come out of Houston. Around town, he calls himself the King of Houston, like he's running the whole city top to bottom. And in the music game, there's this unspoken rule. Whenever big artists land in H-Town, J Prince acts like their unofficial protector, moving like he's the boss of security. But not everybody's buying the act. On the streets, folks are whispering that all that protection might just be a cover-up. Word is J Prince and his son Jazz could be running something way dirtier, like a behind-the-scenes extortion ring. And it gets even sketchier. People keep bringing up these infamous dice games they host in Houston.
But entertainers, beware of with J Prince Jr. when he talking about let's go shoot some dice. Because the loaded dice crew of 3 Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice. We know Lil Cam in there because I believe somehow, some way he was caught up in the dice situation. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know this, J Prince Jr. got a whole thing that when y'all come into town, hold on, bro. Didn't they say Fifth Ward earlier that day shooting dice?
Yep.
That's a fact. That word been out, Wack. That word been out. We been out that memo.
And then, so I've been getting hit all day, and it got to the point at the thing with Quavo, like, that is the dice. If you're a mother artist, entertainer, and you been down there to Houston with the hosting of J. Prince Jr., and that it led you to a dice game, and you was getting hit for all your and you remember 3 by the name of Big Caprice, Wolf, or Lil Cam, y'all need to get on J. Prince Jr. bumper, because it was a lineup. Y'all need to holler at that, because his people done told me inside, he said, Wack, we the one give him the mother loaded dice.
Who goddamn Quavo was arguing with before he walked off?
I think the argument was about the dice.
Word is, these games ain't just friendly gambling. Rappers are allegedly getting lined up, losing stacks, and sometimes way more than just money. It's starting to look like 50 Cent's ready to throw a serious spotlight on the dirt that's been kept quiet. Things really hit the fan after Takeoff's tragic death. But here's the thing.
That's the jeweler that got doing the Boosie dice game. Oh, yeah. So he was against Boosie and he got past the loaded dice. So, his name was Duke the jeweler. They said Boosie set him up. Now your story makes more sense. He died with all his jewelry on. Lil Cam was shooting that night when Takeoff died too. They're saying DJ Pat Bullet was a bullet that killed Takeoff. Also, Cam was the one shooting dice, so he had to load the dice. Now, for Boosie, they must have switched the dice up. Either they was gonna have no. Boosie was supposed to have the loaded dice, and they must have switched it, gave it to the wrong.
He wasn't the first to be linked to Jazz Prince's Dice Night Mayhem and end up gone. Just a few months earlier, Chicago's Duke the Jeweler hit big at one of those games, walked out with $100,000 in his pocket. But that win turned deadly fast. Before Duke could even reach his car, he was ambushed, robbed, and shot down. Just like that, gone in the blink of an eye.
Rumors.
Can y'all elaborate on dice game when it's tied to y'all?
I know people were associating me with that Duke the Jeweler situation because I went to LaBoosie pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. The truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a dice game.
So when Takeoff passed, fans were livid. They started pointing at Quavo, saying he should have never been hanging with J. Prince and that whole Mob Ties crew, especially not after what happened to Duke. People were posting stuff like, after all that shady mess, how could you even be around them? With the spotlight already burning on the Prince family, the pressure got heavier. People were saying Quavo should have backed away the minute things got weird. And now, the more folks dig, the more twisted it looks. The man accused of firing that fatal shot, Patrick Xavier Clark, has already been officially indicted by a grand jury. But here's the wildest part. Even after nearly 3 years, the trial still hasn't kicked off.
Another note, while we was gone, I got a call, you know what I mean? Because the little homie young boy, place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren. You know, all that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
We got your Rolls Royce umbrellas. We got your keys. We got a bunch of other shit, so get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, bro.
All good. Waiting on you.
And now people are starting to say it out loud. Something about this just ain't adding up. Just one day after Patrick Xavier Clark got arrested, He somehow came up with $1 million bond and was suddenly chilling at home on house arrest. But by November 2023, things took an even stranger turn. He wasn't on house arrest anymore and didn't even need an ankle monitor. All he had to do was follow a simple curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. That's it. Now here's where it really gets shady. Court documents say Clark's not allowed to contact any witnesses, victims, or Takeoff's family. And guess who's included in that? J. Prince Jr. That's got everybody asking, why is his name even part of that restricted list? But wait, it gets deeper. The court also banned Clark from having any contact with J. Prince Sr. either. Now fans are seriously raising eyebrows. Like, how does a guy go from facing homicide charges to walking around free with just a bedtime? This whole situation is sounding more like a crime thriller than a real case.
Hey, I don't want no friends. I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy. Hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. I ain't nigga. It's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity. None of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on the keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your f***ing business, man.
And the longer it drags on, the messier it looks. It's been nearly 3 years and still no official trial date. People are starting to question if there's something going on in the background that we're not being told. It's looking way too convenient. Now, for the latest twist, Clark is still claiming he's innocent, and his lawyer, Letitia Canones Hollins, is going all in. She spoke to Rolling Stone and made it clear. Her client didn't fire the shots that ended Takeoff point blank. But she didn't stop there. She took aim straight at the investigators. She called out the so-called evidence they're using, saying the surveillance footage and ballistics don't even match up. According to her, once the trial actually starts, she's ready to rip that whole case apart.
Mase said it exactly like you 60. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lined Young Boy NBA up, why the f you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young Boy NBA told y'all niggas. This is what he said. This is what Young Boy NBA said. Wack 100 was the most disrespectful. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat the shit 100 said. Mad disrespect. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard, this is the first time Drake got into some shit, and I hear you say shit to Kendrick Lamar now. Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, man? Control your...
There was someone else who started the shooting. It was not Patrick Clark, she told Rolling Stone. He was in the same position Takeoff was, just trying to get out of there alive. He wasn't involved in the argument and didn't start anything. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time when bullets started flying. Now that statement, that just flipped the narrative again. Now when you circle back to all those rumors about J. Prince setting rappers up through shady dice games, it gets even nastier. Industry insiders have been talking for a while, and Wack 100 came out swinging. He flat out accused J. Prince's son of running rigged dice games on rappers who come through Houston. And trust, the streets are watching every move now. Wack 100 didn't sugarcoat a thing. He warned artists loud and clear, stay away from Jazz Prince's dice games. Called the whole setup a straight scam. He said if you show up to one of those games, you might lose more than just your money. You might not even walk out at all. Wack even threw in a dark theory, saying Quavo and Takeoff might have gotten caught up in some shady backdoor plays that set off the chain of events leading to Takeoff's tragic death. And he wasn't finished yet. He dragged Lil Boosie's name into the mess too, accusing him of being involved in the same sketchy dice game setup that ended with Duke the Jeweler losing his life.
I'm gonna tell you another thing. When you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your Lord. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know it doesn't, and for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. You would tell me, Mase, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because If I got a little, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mase, listen. Around here, we don't send us to do nothing for us. We don't pay to handle our problems. You gotta put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up when young started sending old niggas out. And just cause this little ignorant got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince. And I'm gonna tell you like this, if you're 60 years old and you trying to be a street nigga, you failed.
Yeah, it's getting real deep and real messy. Now, when Jazz Prince was finally asked about all the noise, he tried to shut it down quick. He denied ever even knowing Duke the jeweler and claimed his dice games had nothing to do with either Duke or Takeoff's deaths. He brushed it off as just rumors. But a lot of folks ain't buying it because, let's be real, it's all looking way too suspicious. And this mess doesn't stop at dice games either. Jay Prince has been linked to extortion talk for years, but now it's catching serious heat. One moment that really blew things up, July 2020, when NBA YoungBoy got robbed in Houston. Allegedly, some dudes tied to Jay Prince rolled up to YoungBoy's Airbnb, but they weren't just there to hang. They left with his chains and the keys to his $350,000 Bentley, and they didn't even try to hide it. These guys went online, posted a video like they just pulled off a heist, flexing with the stolen stuff like it was a parade. They showed off everything. YoungBoy's icy jewelry, a white Bentley, a white Rolls Royce, and a 2020 white McLaren GT. Bold moves like that? Yeah, people are starting to connect the dots and they don't like what they're seeing. And this is where things get real shady. The crew that snatched NBA YoungBoy's stuff didn't just do it for the thrill. They allegedly demanded a $30,000 ransom to hand it back. That had folks convinced this wasn't just some random stick-up wait. This was Jay Prince pulling another one of his so-called extortion plays. Why? Because Jay Prince jumped on Instagram like everything was cool, saying he had YoungBoy's chains and keys and told him to come pick them up, like he was running a lost and found or something. That move had fans scratching their heads like, is this a joke or what? But YoungBoy wasn't falling for that. He saw straight through it and clapped back with fire. He called the whole thing a setup and accused Jay Prince of using Houston's infamous check-in culture as a cover-up to shake rappers down for clout and cash. He basically said, this ain't protection, it's pressure. And YoungBoy ain't the only one calling foul on the Prince family. Cameron and Mase recently aired out Jay Prince too, and they didn't hold back. They called him out, not just for the YoungBoy situation, but for allegedly letting his top protege Drake get dragged by Kendrick Lamar and sitting silent about it. But the tension with Cameron and Mase started way before that. Word is, Jay Prince allegedly tried to press them into keeping quiet after they publicly criticized New Jersey boxer Shakur Stevenson, who just so happens to be managed by Jay Prince. Looks like the list of folks pulling back the curtain is growing fast, and they're not biting their tongues anymore. Cam and Mase weren't feeling Shakur Stevenson's recent world title fight at all, and they said it plain and loud on their show. But Jay Prince? He wasn't letting that slide. He popped up on Instagram with a slick little warning, basically telling them to cut the hate and put their money where their mouth is. Now the spotlight's hotter than ever, and people are realizing Jay Prince might have more enemies in the industry than he thought. Jay Prince clapped back saying, numbers don't lie, haters do. He claimed only a select few people think Shakur Stevenson is boring and said the numbers tell a different story. According to him, Shakur pulled the #1 ESPN fight rating of the year and landed the top 3 since 2022. Then he threw in a little flex saying, I'm Shakur's manager and I handle all his business outside the ring. Translation? Don't play with me. He even wrapped it up with, I'll fade all his shots and take all bets. But Cam and Mase, they weren't shook at all. They clowned Jay Prince for still trying to move like a street boss, saying he's way too grown to still be out here playing tough. Now fans are tearing Jay Prince up even more. Like, why would he even try to step to 50 Cent and jump into the mess with Big Meech? Social media is going off, with people saying Jay's already got too much dirt tied to his name to be poking a giant like 50. Let's be honest, 50 Cent built his whole brand on exposing folks, dragging secrets out the shadows, and flipping drama into straight-up entertainment. So for Jay Prince to insert himself into this chaos with all those shady dice game whispers and alleged extortion claims, people are saying he might have just picked the wrong one to mess with. And if 50 really decides to go in, oh, it's gonna get real ugly real quick. He's got receipts, stories, and no filter. He'll turn it into a show and make sure everybody watches. This ain't the kind of smoke you walk away from without getting burned. But hey, what do you think? Did Jay Prince cross the line jumping into the Big Meech drama and allegedly threatening 50? Or is he just standing up for someone he believes in? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to share this one. We've got more heat coming. See you in the next one.